Hello, good evening, and welcome. It's the penultimate race of the season from Monza tonight. Evening, Pete. I was got late because my missus was in the bathroom and I was down for a wee, and I had to wait. Yes, it's the second to last race of the season from Monza. We have a sprint race tonight too, and we have everything to play for. Actually, everything to play for still. So if we go to the current drivers' standings and have a look, you can see that two in a row. I mean, yeah, but well, you could even just with the sprint race, that would be two in a row, wouldn't it? I guess. But in terms of the title, we've got Liam Doherty on 110 points with that fantastic comeback last week, if you can remember. Disastrous start with a jump start, took a drive through, and worked his way up to get a podium. He's 4 points in front of Husky. That's Ben Huskins, as you can see there in the Red Bull. He's on 106. And then there's a big gap to Sam, Elmo, Ghost, Pink's there as well, the Donster, etc. But the top two really on it. And they've got it all to play this week and next. As for the constructors, there's just 1 point within the top two. Red Bull from the Aston Martins, 124 for the Red Bulls, 1, 2, 3 for the Aston Martins, and I'll tell you what, the Mercedes on 114 points, don't rule them out yet. Last week saw Alpine also overtake the Racing Bull team for 4th position in the Constructors, and also McLaren overtake the Williams in 8th position. That's us all caught up. We'll be going into the race very, very shortly. And as I say, if this last season on F1 24 is anything to go by so far, this is going to be spectacular. Good turnout tonight too. There we go. We know the new game comes out, I think it is next week. So that should be fun. Just to see. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that have been able to play test it, but they'll have the day one update and stuff, and then the streamers will moan and they'll change the mechanics of the game. So we've got to wait for that. Just give me a sec. I'm just gonna take my hoodie off because it's quite hot here. There we go. Ready to rock. Yeah, I'm actually shattered today. I'm running on about 4 hours sleep. I went out and I did a 4 hour trek. If you don't know, I live in Bilbao, and obviously the Europa League final tomorrow is there. So I just went all around the city just looking for like Spurs and United fans, and I went to the fan zones. You know, took some photos. I did a couple of videos just to soak up a bit of the atmosphere. And it was a lovely day, a hot day, but really, really nice. And yeah, I'm a little bit tired, but I'm not too tired to be here for the IRS Tier 1 race, that's for sure. I'm ready to go. So let's check this out then. We're just waiting on Antonio, by the looks of things, to get himself in a car. He's lost on the way to the circuit, I guess. Hello, Polish Hammer's come in. He got stuck. Polish Hammer stuck in traffic, but he's here. He's made it to the circuit on time. He couldn't find his laminate either to scan himself in, and he was just, oh no, no, no. It turns out it fell out of his pocket and it was in the centre console. So we are going into qualifying right now. Remember, sprint qualifying first, which is, I believe, 12 minutes. Look for different strategies during the sprint quali as well. People not necessarily starting on soft tyre, or not even necessarily using a soft tyre in sprint quali. Then will be the sprint race of 9 laps, no mandatory pit stops. After which we'll have full 18-minute usual normal qualifying, followed by the 27-lap race. We don't know weather conditions yet for any of the sessions. And people are going to have to be a bit cautious during a sprint race. You don't want to, because if you end up having to take a pit stop for damage, if it is serious damage, then that's basically your race over, right there. Well, your sprint race over. Some people you'll see, maybe tonight, maybe not. So let's say they've got damage to their front right end plate, and it's minor damage, but it's noticeable. They'll just carry on with the damage and try and adjust their driving style to it, because they'll lose more time in the pits trying to fix it. Anyway, we're in. We don't want that. We want track map. There we go. Loads are overtaking here at Monza, or potentially. I can go for the corner names if you really want me to when we do a lap. Here we go. So we've got cars coming out. You can see a Red Bull. I think someone got out before the Red Bull. Could be an Alpine. It could be a Mercedes. I'm not sure. I think it's an Alpine. Or Williams. There's definitely a team in blue. It's an Alpine. I got it right first time. Look at that. Just never doubt myself. And it's Elmo. He's out first. I don't know whether he'll keep the distance. Looks like it's Tom, who I believe took pole last week. He had a fantastic. I'm sure he put in just like an unreal lap last week and took pole. Looks like Tom's trying to just get a little bit of space. Elmo's doing, as you can see, a little bit of tyre warming, but basically he's. Oh, I mean, he's got to be careful. He's going to end up in a wall. He's a bit all over the place there. But what he's doing more than anything is he's just going full out on the outlap to warm the tyres that way, which is always an option. And I like that option. I actually prefer that to doing the old swerving about, where you know, trying to warm the tyres. Anyway, so here we go. He's about to start his fast lap. And straight away, DRS enabled. Braking point massively important into turn 1. And you'll see a lot of action into turn 1 and turn 2 as well. And especially in the first lap. So nicely out. La Curva Grande is going around at the minute, I think. Something like that. There we go, another. Ooh, that's alright, another set of chicanes, that's pretty decent. You've got to cut a little bit, but not too much. You end up clearing the air if you go too much. Double right-hander then. Yeah, looking pretty decent. More DRS. There's a nice little DRS on this. And blast it down here. So again, chicanes, parabolica. I can't remember the name of those chicanes. I don't know. It's just left my head, and I don't know why. But yeah, into the final turn. You see on the inside to go wide, and back down the inside. No lift. 119.4. It is a very quick lap around here, as you can probably tell. So let's see who's out then. I think, as you see, Hella doing a 120.0. Pink Washed Eye has just gone very quick there. I'm trying to find. So both Husky and Liam are still going in the pits. They're not taking too many risks. Polish Hammer puts in a 119.9, which is enough for third right now. You see quite a large disparity in the times. The people, as you can see, Vortex, I think we'll call them. It's Vortex. So, yeah. Vortex, as you can see, is on soft tyres, which is an interesting strategy. Let's see if that pays off. Well, this time it definitely doesn't. See invalidated. Let's see what Ghost's up to then. Yeah, listen off. Just going around the final corner right now. I see on the inside. You can cut a little bit there, as you can see. And that's a 119.2. Very nice. Provisional pole. So if we look at the detail on the tyres, you can see Antonio's on the intermediates. He's putting a 121.8. What he's doing there, it's a very iRacing thing to do, you know, pro gamer move. People go on the intermediates just to test the circuit out, just to get a feel for it and get a feel for your setup. Get a bit of rubber down on the track and then go for it, especially in a sprint quali. He's got a decent time there, stays on Inters. Let's get on board with Liam then, who's just out of the pits. Is he further forward than Husky though? Let's check. No, Husky's further up, so we'll go with Husky first. Anyway, so yeah, you can see Hella went on the soft tyres, put a 120.0 in, which is a good time. But most people are looking at mediums. Hella there has put a set of mediums as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. You see Husky is on the soft. Before he finishes that, let's see, yeah, Liam on the soft as well. Time for 2 runs, but it's whether they've got the amount of tyres necessary, because remember they've got a sprint race, a full quali session of 18 minutes, and a 27 lap race to come. So you've got to really be able to manage your tyres in this situation. So Husky, round 1 and 2. Looked like he went a tiny bit deep there. That might be the way he likes to take that. No touching the curb on the inside here. Stay on the outside for the left-hander. Yep, nice little cut. Pretty much spot on there with his line. Yeah, very nice. More DRS coming up. I think actually he's got it. He's looking quite decent. That's a purple sector 2. Oh, right on the limit there. But that's what you got to be for the fastest times. You've got to put it right in the position, like on the knife's edge. Little break and then back full throttle round the hairpin, the final corner. A 118.7. He's blown it out of the water. He's 5/10 quicker than Ghost, but remember he is on a soft compound tyre. Ghost did his lap on a medium compound, which lasts longer. It's not as quick as the softs. So Liam, let's see what sort of time he's been able to do it. We expect him down the front row. Yes, a 119.1. So 3/10-ish behind Husky. Interesting. Dan, I assume he's on his in lap here. He's invalidated anyway. Let's who's on an out lap. And Tom put in an unreal lap last week. He's staying behind whatever that is in front of him, Jonathan in the Sauber. But no, whether he's going to back off here at some point, just so he can get some clean air, or is he going to try and slingshot himself down the start-finish straight? Bit dangerous in a qualifying session. If you make any sort of contact with the guy, then you run the risk of getting a grid penalty or even a disqualification. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see what he does. He is staying pretty consistent. Ah, there we go. He's letting him go a little bit there. Could do with a bit more of a gap, to be honest. And then there's traffic in front of Jonathan. There's a lot of cars on track in similar positions. Here we go then. It's Tombini Guzzini. Sounds like a mobster. He should be auditioning for a film about casinos in the 1930s. Yeah, Tom nicely out of the second corner there. Liam's retired from the session, just the one run. Right, Tom's lifted off here. Husky's had enough. He's retired from the session. It doesn't surprise me that they're only putting one run in. Yeah, Tom's properly backed out here. He's not using any IRS. He's got a minute 30. I think he might be trying to time this perfectly. He's put enough fuel in where he's going to try and get over the line with as little time left as possible. He's letting everyone through. He's off the racing line. Careful not to strain to the middle of the circuit. So all these guys passing him are all on fast laps. I think did the Donster pass him there? He is on an out lap. What's up, mate? Yeah, my cat giving me a little shout out there. Shout out to Tails. Yeah, Mr. Tails. Good boy. Here we go then. Timed it alright. 35 seconds to go. No backing out now. There's my other cat, Sony. So Mercedes in front. Quite close in front as well. It doesn't want to catch any dirty air. Lots of times as they come in. Dan's cutting this fine. In the RB, he's just made it, and he's made it 5-6 seconds to go in the session, so he's going to get the advantage of more rubber down on the track. As we see, this is Tom's fast lap. He can't get through on the Mercedes. I don't know if he's getting an inadvertent toe here. He's kept the distance quite well. Here he goes. A tiny bit of IRS, just to give him a little bit of a boost. He's put it on the front row next to Husky. So provisional pole there for Husky still. Here's Antonio. Pink's just blasted a time out, almost a tenth in front in the Mercedes. 118.7, very nice lap. This is quite a slow lap from Antonio, so we can rule this one out. My main man, Wembanyama. No, so that's qualifying over then, and it's going to be Pink on the front of the grid. Obviously delighted with his performance last week, and has continued in that same vein. Pole position for the sprint race. He's going to be joined alongside Husky in the Red Bull. Tom directly behind him in the second Red Bull. We've got Antonio in fourth there on the second row of the grid. Liam will be starting on the third row of the grid in fifth, followed by Ghost. Elmo and Kyle on the fourth row, followed by Polish Hammer and Wembanyama. The Donster will be from P11 with Dan beside him, followed by Hella and Apara. On the road behind those, they've got IRS and Jonathan with Vortex starting in 17th on the grid. So a great qualifying session actually. I've just been invited to play Fortnite. Bad timing, Victoria, bad timing. There you can see the final standings, and you can also see the tyres. Elmo 7th on the mediums, Dan 12th, but he did only use the mediums there. I think he did use one set of softs though, Dan, at the end. But yeah, getting that sort of time on a medium compound. Keep your eye out for those guys during the race for their pace when everyone's on the same tyre, and also in qualifying for the feature race. Sunny skies for the sprint race. Couple of clouds, but we look all right. Just waiting on everyone to select their strategy and fuel load for this sprint race. Hi, Sony. What's up? Taking a while. Might be a lobby reset. Oh no, we're good. We're in. So here we go with the formation lap. Actually, that was dangerously quick. How fast I ate that burger just then. Worth it. So it's either going to be mediums or hard. Let's see what everyone's on. Everybody on a medium tyre here. They should easily last 9 laps. Soft tyres, it's a bit far for them, but mediums, yeah, comfortable 9 laps. I think you'd be wasting a set of hard tyres if you went onto a hard tyre for the sprint race, and also you'd be the races, because it's only 9 laps. Even by the end, the mediums would outperform the hard tyres still. We're getting back round to the grid. You see Wembanyama and Dan, who directly in front and behind each other. They are currently on the grid because they made contact with each other on the formation lap very early on in the formation lap. That means their grid box, the start finish box, they're gonna be well further back. They can't have a choice to try and get it as close as possible to the lines. Hella High there, just overstepping his mark. Polish Hammer too. They'll both be set back. It's a couple of meters, but it's massive at the start. Here we go then. Lights out and we're underway for the sprint race. Seems like a good start. Husky looking to get down the inside. Oh, and there's someone in the wall already. It's Ghost. That's not a great start. He's still going. You can see in the background there, he's still underway. Liam up into fourth. Looking to hold Antonio off. He can't do it though. Husky passing his teammate. Got to be a massive team effort for the constructors too. Tom down to fifth, you can see. And he's got a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. That's pretty disastrous. Well, very disastrous actually. Don't worry about the race strategy. Nobody's selecting a one stop. Now, if it happens that an unlikely event that someone has to stop, yeah, it will be a one stop. Antonio dropping down like a stone actually. Struggling to keep control of his vehicle. I wonder if he has damage. No, he's retired from session. It's front right end plate damage. And Pink Washed Eye has gone quickest in that first lap, but it matters little because Husky has overtaken him. Excuse me, and DRS is now enabled. We're within a second of the car in front. This top three has really pulled away. It's three of what I would call the regulars, of the usual suspects in terms of, you know, very regular in our championships. There's been some new drivers this season. It's been great to see, and hopefully we see them again next season and for the foreseeable future. But these three, they're old school. See, not a lot between them. It's going to be tough for Liam. He's going to have to get through two cars here. It's very difficult to get past Pink because he's going to have DRS2. And Liam's got it all to do in terms of position now and to get to first. But he has moved up into third. And the difference in points in a sprint race, it'll be just 2 points. I think Washed Eye going through there on Husky. So we have the Mercedes leading the race. There's a lot going on here. You can see cars side by side. And the Ferrari of Kyle goes through on Tom. Bit of a disaster for Tom at the start here. After a very good qualifying session. You can see Apara's got a drive-through penalty. I didn't see what that was for. You might have done. I was going to say we didn't. You might have seen it. I must have missed that one. Which I occasionally do, you know. I've been known to miss a penalty every now and again. Tom now on 6 seconds, so he's at track limits and corner cutting. It's bit of a soul-crushing start for Tom. He won't be happy with that, rightfully so. And he'll expect more. He'll expect to have been higher on the grid and to have had a better start. That 6 seconds is massive when it's only a 9-lap race. We are on lap 3. As you can see, it's Pink and Husky again. Someone will come in the pits there. We'll see who that is. I think we've got cars about to be lapped too. So it's a bit of a mess here. Let's see. Husky at the front, yeah. Actually, let's go down to the Donster and his battle with Tom. Oh, Tom, that's a big corner cut again. He's giving Kieran the wrath of the stewards with more time penalties. Oh, the Donster struggling there. Oh, and there's a Ferrari off. You see Kyle there. Exactly the same thing as the Donster. The Donster just kept it pointed the right way. Just couldn't handle the oversteer. And into the wall. Kyle down to 12th. Back up to the front then. And looks like Pink's going to go through. As it stands, if they keep lapping, if they keep overtaking each other here, then it will be Husky that will have the lead into the last lap, or starting the last lap. Excuse me. That could be crucial. Main man Wembanyama here into 5th position. He had a decent run of it last week. Just trying to keep Elmo off his rear. Yeah, he did have a real good go of it last week, and it's good to see, and he's continued that into this week. We'll go to Tom in 7th position. Oh, you see? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! I think we only get one look, so we're not going to overly judge anyone. Looks like he didn't give enough space to the Donster, and he actually paid the price himself for that. Husky's gone through on Pink, as we expected. And this is the battle now, as you see Dan going through, and Heller going through on the Donster. The Donster managed to take the position back though from Heller, but not from Dan. These guys having a real good battle. One of these three, currently Heller, is going to be very disappointed because there's only points for the top 8 in a sprint race. I think Heller, if he could stay within a second, just chill out on the IRS and try and recharge it a little bit. He's close though, isn't he, Heller? Looks like he's going to have a run. By the way, Husky, looks like he's managed to defend from Flint offside, which gives Liam an opportunity. Let's stick with this then. Let's see if Heller can get through on the Donster this time. Looks like he can. That's a nice pass up into 8th position. They're in the Alpine. Right, quickly back up to the top 3, as you can see. We'll ride on board with Liam because he's got a great view of the 2 in front. He's got loads of time behind, look. 7.5 seconds, over 7.5 seconds between this front 3 and everyone else. It might not be massive gains, but even if this stays the way it is, Husky will close in by 2 points in the driver's standings. However, the Aston Martins, you can see 3rd and 4th there, are going to pick up more points than the Red Bulls in the constructors standings. Whoa! A pink washed eye's gone. He's out of the race. Look at that. Oh my word. I mean, that's impressive, spinning the tyre like that. But he's gone. He's out of the race. So now it's between Liam and Husky. It's like these mediums are actually struggling for grip. It may be that people. I mean, it is a very, very low downforce circuit, as you can imagine. But yeah, these tyres look like they're not 100% for the grip. I've seen a few have troubles, and that was the biggest one there from Pinkwash side. Into the wall and out of the race. Absolute scenes here. 9 seconds now for Tom, by the way. Just to remind everyone, he's in dead last right now of the remaining drivers. Yeah, we've seen that, Pink, not just from you, but we were watching the Donster and Kyle round the double right-hander after the second set of chicanes. And both of them, they had so much oversteer, and they were fishtailing all over the place. And the Donster managed to just snap it back, and Kyle didn't, and he went into the wall. It's, yeah. It's happening to a lot of drivers. Just saw there Liam as well. Massive snap of oversteer. We're on the last lap of the race. Liam's going for it, look. He's going to go around the outside. 2 Trailer Park Girls. I don't think he's got the momentum. Good defending from Husky. This could come down to over the line. Yeah, that's a good point. So, for people who don't know, after the sprint race, you can basically do your setup all over again for the qualifying and the feature race, which is good because you can make those minor adjustments needed. Here we go then. Liam has gone through. He's took the lead. Husky down to second. Wow, this is that's another 10 for Tom. Speeding in the pit lane. I imagine, yeah, he's going to retire. Well, Kyle's retired from the session. I imagine Tom's going to do as well. So round the final corner, Liam with the advantage. Husky with the momentum though. Oh my word, they're going to be close. But Liam's going to take it by 1.5 tenths. So Liam pulls another point away from Husky. That's now 7, the difference. Polish Hammer in 3rd. A nice podium. Omo 4th. Wembanyama 5th. Heller 6th. The Donster 7th. Here comes LB 44 for the last point scoring position. A bit unlucky for Jonathan there, not going to score any points in 9th in a sprint race. But a really good solid effort nonetheless. Here's Apara in 10th after the drive-through as well. There's some close finishing from Ghost and Vortex. Just waiting for Tom to come over the line. So let's get on board with the winner of this sprint race, Liam Doherty. Again, just a solid qualifying time, nothing spectacular, and he's made it work in the race. Could say he got a little bit lucky, you know, that Pink lost control there on the final corner, and so he moved up into 2nd position. And also maybe he got lucky that Pink didn't like end up smashing him out of the race as well, which we wouldn't have wanted to see, obviously. But the fact remains that he's won the sprint race and now has a 7-point lead in the driver's standings. And also, as you can see here, 1st and 3rd for the Aston Martins means very, very good points in terms of constructors, because Tom didn't score any points. So lovely stuff there. 7 points they've managed to pull out in terms of constructors. Some really good racing there. Really good watch, which you expect at Monza, don't you? You know, it's kind of obvious that it's gonna be a good race because it's Monza. You just take it for granted. So we've got dry weather for the qualifying session for the feature race, and we'll see. So who's going to be first out? Put a lap in. Again, you might see a run or two on mediums here, just to keep a set of softs for later in the qualifying session. We've got a Red Bull out. It's either Tom or that is Tom. I was going to say it's either Tom or Husky. Tom out first then. Soft tyre. I think he got a bit frustrated with himself there in that sprint race. He needs to reset and just go again. And, you know, that's done now. There's nothing he can do about it. He knows he's got good pace. Hopefully he's made the setup changes that he needs, and he can stay in it because he's certainly got an opportunity to win this race just on his 1 lap pace alone. So massive corner cut there, but it's his out lap, so you get away with it. There he comes then. What I didn't put on, actually, is the lap data. There we go. I want to see what sort of time he's rocking. Again, 18 minutes in this particular qualifying session instead of the 12 that you get for the sprint. So less pressure, you got time for an extra run. But because of the fact you've just gone through a sprint quali and a sprint race all sliding all over the place again, Tom, because of that you've got less tyres to use. He's really struggling to keep control of this car right now. Soften and raise the rear. So there's a put on of power that will stabilise the front to the centre of, and I can't see more because it won't come from my screen. But I get the point you're making. Yeah, I think that slight adjustment should hopefully of the mass. Yeah. So it should stabilise you through those through the high speed corners, and coming out of the corners as well, where we saw a lot of people getting oversteer. So 192 for Tom, not bad considering he did have a few moments. There's Elmo, currently in sector 3. We're going to go actually as soon as we can. In fact, we'll do it now. That's 119.8 from Elmo, with Husky, who, as we know, second in sprint qualifying, second in the sprint race itself. Got more times coming in. Antonio with a 119.6, a 126 for LB there. Wembanyama with a 122.8, and that's an invalidation for Husky, so not a great start. Liam Dockett is about to start his first flying lap of the session. Obviously, we'll keep an eye out on last week's race winner and someone that was looking very, very good during the race, Pink, with those minor adjustments that could make a major difference. Either positive or negative, actually. They could upset the balance in the car with the tuning, but we'll see. I think if it stops the oversteer, he's looking very good for a potential podium and even a race win. So, as I say, we'll keep an eye out for that. Still quite a few not coming out yet. Very early in the session. But saying that, we're almost a third of the way through it. Liam's just looking to put a lap in right now, and you know, when you've got that banker lap, you can sort of take a little breather and then really go for it on the rest of the run. Carl's put in a 1:19.3. Atara has put in a 1:19.5. A 1:19.1 then for Liam. Tom's not a million miles away. I don't think he had the best lap either, funnily enough. We've got Dan on a fast lap, so we'll... we haven't, because he's invalidated. We've got the Dunster on a fast lap then. I just switched cars accidentally there. You can watch Heller, actually. He's starting his fast lap soon, I believe. So the Dunster with a 1:19.3, currently 4th position. That's pretty good. Let's see, where is that Heller? On and out lap, invalidated, but it's probably because he put one of the chicanes earlier on. It won't affect his upcoming lap. There we go then, the boss man himself, Heller High, is starting his first fast lap of the qualifying for this feature race. Yeah, looking decent. Steps it up a little bit there. He had a few moments this year where he looked like he'd lost confidence, and I wasn't really getting the results. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Slightly too much out of the curb. The commentators curse on him, but he's really brought it back this season, and he's knuckled down, he's locked in, and he's starting to reap the rewards. We all know that he's a very, very strong driver. There's Jonathan then, who's in sector 1, going around the large curve. Into the second set of chicanes. Hasn't invalidated. There is a point on the track where people do tend to invalidate though with that second set of chicanes. You do see it quite regularly. We're talking about millimetres between getting it perfect and invalidation a lot of the time. So Jonathan now in sector 3. We've got Pink lost eye on the fast lap, so we'll switch as soon as we see Jonathan over the line. It will be now, and it's going to be a 1:22, so up to 11th. Let's check out Pink then. Let's see the balance of the car. It took a little bit too much curb there. Mercedes of Ghost was very, very close to obstructing his teammate, let's just say, but they actually timed it perfectly. Kind of looks more stable, but these will be, I imagine, fresh soft tyres, so there'll be more when we get into the race and we get some laps down and the tyres stop getting worn. But up into third position, his first lap, a 1:19.213, which is just 3 thousandths quicker than Tom right now. Polish Hammer about to finish his first lap, a 1:19.8. That's 11th position. Now we're going to play the guessing game here. Who's on a fast lap? I think Ghost might be. We'll check the split time at the end of sector 1. Just less than a tenth down. So yeah, probably on a fast lap. That's nice. Very smooth through there. Ghost has his teammate just in front, so he can get a bit of a tow here. And Pink's going to move over, slam the brakes. Yeah, so Ghost might have got a little boost there from his teammate, which I actually like to see that. I think it's underrated. Teammates helping each other in qualifying. They don't get done enough. And it just gives you the opportunity to get a better time in. Bloody hell. he went a tenth and a half quicker, so not too bad. This absolute joke of a controller there doing us in. The cat's smelling food. What are you doing, mate? Let's see who's. I think Kyle's on it. Oh, Kyle's surely not 2 seconds up. Oh, he is 2 seconds up because he's just trying to get back to the pits. Fair. Right, so Hella then on a medium tyre here. Just trying to put a lap in. Got time to put a lap in, get around again, come in, and as long as he gets out immediately afterwards, he will be okay to have another run. There's a lot of pressure on this lap though because he hasn't got a time yet. All that praise we're giving him, it's yeah, definitely the old commentator's curse coming into play. Not bad. Of course, medium tyres, so he might be a few tenths slower than the soft runners in general. But he's going to get a lap in here. It's going to be a 1:19.6 on the medium. It's not bad at all, that. See if he gets back out. He's got time to do so, by the way. Puts another lap like that in on the softs. He's going to be right up the grid because he's only 4 tenths away from, or even half a second away from the pole. We've only got people out on outlaps right now. Vortex warming his tyres up. There's Liam warming his tyres as well. He's gone quite early compared to everyone else. Husky's on an outlap. Is Husky further forward? Yes. So these guys have gone out quite early. We're hoping to beat the traffic and get a clear and clean run going into their fast lap. Here we go then. Let's go over the line. He's going to start his final lap of the evening's qualifying. Nicely done there through turns 1 and 2. He's got to put it all together, of course, the full lap, but that's a good start. That's the Ferrari of, I believe, Kyle. Could be wrong though. Could be Wembanyama. So he successfully navigated the course up until now. Nice and smooth, and a nice smooth lap like this is normally pretty quick. No one gone sub 119 yet. Could we see it here from Husky? Looks like it will be a 118.882 and provisional pole. Let's see what Liam's a tenth and a half off on his time, so that's going to be close to pole position. He's got a full sector to go, of course. Liam's got more of a more rugged style in this qualifying lap than what we saw from Husky, but both getting really good results out of it. Liam absolutely throws it into the chicane. And it's a 118.835, so less than 500ths of a second between the two, but Liam is in first position. He's on pole as it stands. Antonio currently running third. He's about to start his final fast lap of the evening. Vortex has decided he's had enough. Plenty of time to go actually. Still 2 minutes to go in the session. So he's just trying to put a lap in early, and you never know, like Husky might be recharging to go again. He is fully charged up. Liam looks like he's fully charged up, so they might be doing 2 fast laps here. Caution in all 3 sectors, which is not surprising as people look for position. Oh, and that's very wide there from Antonio, but he's backed off. He's got time. Now Husky has come into the pits. Let's see what Liam does. Yeah, Husky's retired from the session. We need to see if Liam's got the fuel to go again or not. I assume Antonio has. No, Liam's come into the pits. So that's the end of qualifying for both the drivers who are currently on the front row of the grid. And we're now looking further back, and there's not a massive gap. So Kyle has invalidated, and Antonio's going to go again, obviously. Let's see what he can do. He's definitely got a chance of pulling out a podium, a pole position here. 100%. Tom's put it on provisional pole. Tom always fast in qualifying. I don't know if Antonio's being held up here by looks like Jonathan. I mean, if Jonathan is doing his own fast lap, he's got no reason to move. Yeah, that's kind of put Antonio off. He's going to be annoyed at that. Jonathan's been put off by that as well. So that's them done. So what's Pink going to be able to do? Last lap of the session for him. How these setup changes have affected him. They've affected him positively. As you see, pole position, and there's only one more to finish. and he's backed out. So yeah, Pink Washed Eye will be on pole position with Tom in second, Liam and Husky on the third row of the grid. Of course, more points available in the feature race, so very important you finish further forward than your rival. We've got Ghost and Antonio on the third row, followed by Kyle and Polish Hammer, and Elmo and the Donster on the fifth row. On the sixth row we've got Dan and Apara, followed by Hella, Wembanyama, LB, Vortex, and then at the back we've got Jonathan there. Got a fantastic qualifying session from Pink, and showing that not only is he super quick, but he's clued in about the car, the setups of the car, because it has enabled him to go that little bit quicker, get pole position, and definitely going to be thinking about winning the race, not just a podium. Hella did finish actually using the medium tyre, so actually not that bad of a position, very close to those in front. So while they're on the same compound during the race, you can see Hella moving up. Did have a really good sprint race too. But there's your grid, and yeah, good luck picking a winner, because there's a few here. You can see the front three, less than a tenth of a second between them, and there's not that much of a gap behind for the next two. Dry race, always nice, and of course everyone just choosing the fuel load, trying to perfect the strategy to get the most out of their pit stop and lose the least amount of time, or you could say gain time on others around them. Much more likely to see a safety car. I think we'll see multiple safety cars. Because it's F1, you know, you're going to get a safety car, and B, because Monza lends itself to mistakes that put you in a wall. And not even necessarily mistakes. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's just a snap of oversteer and you can't quite get it under control straight away, and then you end up in a wall. So everyone starting the formation lap, as we usually do. Let's check the tyres. So we have a full grid on medium tyres, aside from Kyle and Wembanyama, both rocking the hards, looking to do a longer first stint. As regular viewers will know, I do prefer a medium tyre first. It gives you the flexibility if there is a safety car relatively early in the race to pit in and put on a set of hards till the end, whereas starting on the hards you don't really get any chance of pitting in just the once if there's an early safety car. You either have to stay out and then disadvantage yourself by not having fresh tyres after a safety car, or pit in and disadvantage yourself by having to pit again. You see Liam and Husky had a bit of a coming together there on the outlap, on the formation lap. Tom and Pink Washed Eye basically racing each other to their spot on the grid. Very competitive tonight, a lot to play for, with Liam and Husky both being sent back to the grid and not parking up themselves. That does mean that they're going to be further back and closer to Ghost and Antonio, who are going to be looking to pounce and make up positions early on. Before we start the race, I'd just like to thank everybody for their continued support over the year of the game, and hopefully we'll see you next week for the final race of this game and the final stream of this game too, which will be at the weekend afterwards in Tier 2. And hopefully we'll see you into F1 25. But here we go, we're underway. Pink Washed Eyes had a good start. Tom's tucked in behind. You see Husky and Liam have managed to hold positions. Liam's had a good exit there. I think everybody's got away clean, which is good. Liam's dropped a place though. Antonio's gone through. They're 3 wide. And yeah, Antonio's managed to block them off. Antonio looking to hold position. You can see lots of changes there. I don't know what that is that Antonio went off the track a little bit there. Ghosting tucked in just behind too. So that start was made a lot more dangerous, basically down to the fact that they started further back in their pit grid box, and gave others the opportunity to at least look at making a pass. Everybody very close now. It's just Heller that's over a second behind. Well, now Elmo is just over a second behind, so DRS will be enabled at the start of this lap. Liam down to 6th now. Pink Washed Eye putting in the fastest lap of the race. First lap though. Heller dropping right back. Let's see, he's gone into the pits. He's incurred damage there. Ghost's gone through, I believe, on Husky up to 4th. Antonio in 3rd. Husky's ghosted, so I don't know if he's had a connection issue or what there. But he is fully ghosted. We'll have to see when the cars separate if he's alright. Yeah, it looks like it might have just been the anti-collision thing where it ghosts the car rather than take each other out. Heller coming out of the pits. Currently caution in sector 3, which will be that. But already, if you look at the top 2, it's Pink Washed Eye and it's Tom, and these 2 guys have really managed to pull away. In fact, Tom is 2 seconds behind Pink, and we've got a VSC, so everyone's going to have to slow down a little bit, because you don't want to drive through. That's silly. You've got to stay under the delta, and I don't think we're going to see a 2-stop that goes soft, hard, hard. That seems a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, Pink Washed Eye had just pulled away due to the virtual safety car. Gap back to normal. DRS and E was very, very short VSC. And it's given Tom, I think, an opportunity to at least attempt the pass. As you can see, he has managed to pass Pink Washed Eye. Husky has managed to move up to 4th in front of Ghost. We'll be happy with that because that means points gained on Liam. Very early on, we're only lap 3, of course. There's a lot of time to go, a lot of things that can happen. And Husky just trying to box Liam in a little bit. Didn't quite do the job. Liam's managed to get through on Ghost, so he's once again directly behind Husky. Husky needs to stay within DRS range of Antonio, and it gives him a great chance to defend against Liam. Pink's gone through on Tom. Tom has already incurred a 3-second penalty for multiple track limit warnings, and we're only actually 3 laps into the race. There's a 3 seconds as well for Apara. See, Tom is super aggressive. I get it, he wants to stretch out the pack as much as possible, but it's questionable getting 3 seconds that quickly. You know, needs to, yeah, he's got within a second, just about. Under pressure from Liam. This might not be for first position in the race right now, but these two, top of the championship. Liam has a 7-point lead after the sprint race in the championship with just this race and next week to go. And that lead is over Husky, so Husky needs to, at some point, he's going to have to finish in front of Liam and try and pull some points back. And it's got to be now, really, because with next week being the final race of the season, he's going to need to close the gap at the top of the championship as much as possible. Based on what we've seen tonight in the sprint race, it's, you know, with the Aston Martins doing a phenomenal job, by the way, on getting first and third in the sprint race. They're looking very good in terms of constructors, but look at the Red Bulls right now in the race, currently running third and fourth. Obviously that 3-second penalty for Tom is going to drop him down a little bit. It won't be actually third, but still only lap 5, long way to go. Unfortunately, Afra gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Kyle gets a 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Tom now is having a big battle with Antonio, which is allowing Pink to increase his lead at the front. And I don't quite think he... oh, he actually did. He did manage to gap Tom there for DRS. So, looking very, very good right now for Pink. As long as he can stay over a second in front. Husky up to third. Tom probably didn't defend as hard as he normally would. It is his teammate. He's not obligated to like try and force him as wide as possible. They'll work together. Liam's gone through. Liam's looking now to get through on Husky. Husky's tried to force Liam round the other side. Here we go then. Who's going to come out in front here? I think it's going to be Husky. Yep. Just a slight tap there. Nothing malicious or anything. So Husky up to second. He's got Liam right behind. Pink hasn't been able to increase the gap. It's around a second, and it's consistently that. 1.1 now. He just needs to, if he can get it to like a second and a half, it's going to make things massively difficult for these in the chasing pack. Antonio now up to fourth, and he's been, well, that's both cars off the track. Antonio loses out the most there, down to 6th. Tom being maybe a little bit too aggressive. Hard to say. As I mentioned, we only get one look, and we're not here to judge anyone, you know, unless it's something like really obvious. Then we will judge them and we'll say, "Oi, what are you doing?" So the front three now, you see Husky and Liam both close the gap to Pink and have opened a gap of around 2 seconds to Ghost, given Tom and Antonio's incident, shall we say. Husky up into first, Liam in third. It's gonna be a repeat of the sprint race so far, where Liam in third position might struggle to overtake. Let's ride on board with Liam for a few moments, and yeah, it's going to make things difficult. If anybody suffers from a bit of oversteer again or whatever, a little incident, makes a little mistake, you can rest assured that Liam is going to be there to pounce and take the position. Caution in sector 2, it's the Ferrari of Wembanyama. Still going, of course. So it looks like no safety car as yet. Lap 7 of 27, almost about to start lap 8. Couple of gaps forming now. Ghosts in a bit of no man's land, 2 seconds behind this leading pack, but 2 seconds in front of the cars chasing him. And Pink goes through. Liam's storming out of nowhere. Is he going to do the double? He's done the double overtake. Incredible stuff. Liam up to first position from third. He has absolutely smashed that. Let's go further back. And you can see Antonio, Tom, Elmo all jockeying for position. Elmo gets through on Antonio there. He's been able to make it stick though. That is the question that needs to be asked right now. Not able to make it stick. Yeah, you know, actually he is. Well done there. You can see cars behind, lots of them. And everyone in this chasing pack is looking to take advantage. Antonio, you see there on the right hand side of your screen it was, taking the position back. Blue flags are out because in that pack somewhere, it might be the ghosted car, you see, because they will be the one getting lapped. It's Hella. That's why blue flags are out. Antonio once again going through. Prada's left the session. Not retired though, and not in the pit. So just leaving the session. He'll go as a CPU basically, as an AI, and should be alright in terms of like no safety car coming out. Ghost now managed to get on the back of the pack here, so we've got two Mercedes in this front four. Now you saw Ghost and Pink, at least from our point of view, working together in qualifying, and I think that could be important if they can do that here in the race and not overly slow one another down. You know, if one car is clearly quicker, let them through. Polish Hammer's up to 6th, by the way, just behind Kyle. And oh, Tom again taking the scenic route. He's going to end up with a lot of penalties if he keeps doing that, and it's dangerous. You know, close together. I don't want to see him take anyone out inadvertently. We do have. Well, we did have yellow flags out there for a second, but everything's fine. This is the chasing part we're watching, and there's a lot of cars in it. Husky and Liam battling for first position. Switching positions. Plenty of time to go yet, though. We're not even at the first pit window, so we're going to stick with these guys. And Antonio once again going through on Tom. I think Tom's slowing Antonio down here. Antonio gets through on Elmo too, so hopefully that car in between is going to force Tom to at least back off. And yeah, he's had a bit of a spin there. I think he locked wheels ever so slightly with Elmo. Tom very aggressive, very angry driver tonight. It's interesting to see. Antonio needs to get within a second of the Donster now, who's quite good about his business. He's there in 7th. Whoa! And that is clear cheating there from Tom. Yeah, he's got a 10-second penalty for it, and he's going to have to give the positions back. But yeah, you just can't cut a corner at full speed like that. Let's go back to the front four then, and we'll ride on board with Ghost, who's just 4 tenths back from the top 3. We'll get a really good view of everyone. Kyle overtaking Polish Hammer to retake 5th position. 7 seconds back though. I don't know what Tom is doing right now, by the way. Corner cutting again. 26 seconds of penalty. This is, I must say, this is not the attitude we like in the review. We want people to not only race clean, but just think about what you're doing, you know. Oh dear me, Ghost is managed to just about keep that under control. He's dropped back, but he's kept it under control and he's still going. He's suffering with those tyres. On board now with Pink Washed Eye in third. Of course, we saw Pink have more than a moment. It cost him a potential podium or a race win in the sprint race. Adjusted his setup for this race and will and was pole sitter as well. So we'll see. He does look a lot smoother coming out of the corners. Not risking the tyres for too long either. Coming into the pits, going to be the first one. Be on the hard tyres. Back out into the race then. And as you see, it's Liam who leads from Husky by 4/10. A bit further down they come around the corner. Pink Washed Eye is going to come out in 11th. Surely they've just got to disqualify Tom at this point. Like, actually, what is the point? You know, he's not doing himself or his team any favours. Like, I'd be fuming if I was Husky, because the Red Bulls have got a genuine, not just coin flip chance, they've got an actual chance of winning the Constructors. It's dirty behaviour. Look, again, another 3 seconds. Just bloody disqualify him already. We're watching Pink Washed Eye, who's made a pit stop, and we're going to see on the hard tyre, can he get through quickly? Is he? He's got Vortex in front, who's AI, and gets through on LB as well pretty quickly. I think LB wouldn't overly defend because he knows he's not actually racing against him. Not right now. Ghost's gone up into first, which means Liam and Husky have both come into the pits. No silly business in the pits either, where they're taking 10-second penalties for speeding. Let's see then where Pink's going to come out in relation to Liam and Husky. Imagine in front. It's close though. Look, you can see the Red Bull just behind the Husky. So yeah, he's managed to make the undercut work. His tyres are already heated up as well, so he could potentially pull away a little bit. Be looking to break the IRS. It looks like he has done. I don't know what. If he's going to be. Yeah, he looks like he's going over the detection line. It's more than a second the gap. So then we look at Liam, who's got Husky just in front. And yeah, Husky no DRS. So Liam's going to be able to close the gap here. Interesting stuff. Undercut working very well. There's about 2 seconds of difference. Pitting in a lap earlier, and that 2 seconds was enough. Another 10 seconds this time. Yeah, just bloody disqualifying. Yeah. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous behaviour. Regular viewers will know I'm quite the forgiving commentator, but come on now. There's been no attempt made to race. Just, he saw it in a sprint race, I think his head went and he's just not recovering. And, yeah. At least he's gone in the pits so we don't get an unnecessary safety car. Which, surprisingly, we've not seen one yet. And so here comes Liam. The top 3 again all have DRS. Ghost is going to be looking to pass Vortex here. We'll check the tyres. Vortex hasn't pitted in yet, so Ghost will be up into 5th, but actually 4th, because as you can see, Kyle, who started on the hard tyre, is not yet pitted in. What we're seeing here is actually net P1, 2 and 3. Obviously, Kyle's going to stay out a while longer because he's on the hard tyre. Maybe, I'd say maybe a lap or two more. These guys, though, as you can see, Husky's gone through. Oh, Pink's sideways. Oh, my word, that could have gone horribly wrong if it weren't for the ghost in there. That could have ended Liam Doherty's race. He could have took massive damage, but didn't. And these three still fighting it out. You see the gap closing to Kyle, who's on those older hard tyres. Pink's got to be careful. And as much as his tyres, yes, they're only one lap older than Liam and Husky's. But with that incident there, that's going to really do the tyres no favours, both in terms of temperature and in terms of the wear. So it's got to be a little bit light on the tyres at the minute, you know, just to make sure that nothing silly happens toward the end of the race. As you can see, Ghost has moved up into 5th, net P4. You can see Kyle drop down. I think you'll see Kyle drop down maybe 8 or 9 places. So he's in the pits now, Kyle. So the top 3 are now in their actual position. See Ghost gone through as well. I think Kyle can come out in front of the dumpster. Remember, he's going on medium tyres. He has got 3-second penalty, but he could negate a lot of that. Being on the mediums, I assume that that's what he's gone on and not the softs. I think that would be a bit ridiculous at this point. Yeah, it's fresh medium tyres. Got a chance to make some positions here. Liam just chilling behind the front 2. We've seen him make that spectacular double overtake earlier in the race, so definitely has it in his locker. That's 3 seconds for multiple track warnings for Hella there. I struggled a little bit during this race. Damage early on, I had to pit in, and it obviously caused him issues in terms of his position. I think he'll be pleased with his qualifying and with the sprint race, but the feature race not been his really. I think he's closing the gap, but quite late on down the straight. Liam, look at him, he's there, he's like a tiger, ready to pounce. Let's quickly go down a little bit. Hello. We can see an incident there now. We can see Elmo, who's 7/10 back from Antonio. Definitely has a good chance here of making the pass. Just needs to get a bit closer and stay in DRS range. It's important. He's 7/10 back. He's going to get DRS. As Pink goes through into 1st, by the way. We're going to go back to that shortly. We're just to see how Elmo can affect Antonio in front. Look at that, the gap down to 3/10 now. Going to have a good shot on the start-finish straight. Down to 6/10. Struggling through the chicanes there. At least by the looks of it. So back to the front then, because this is where the action's happening. As you can see, Liam now is looking to make that double overtake like he did before. He's going to get through on Pink. Is he going to get through on Husky? No, Husky, look at that, closes the door. That's some fantastic manoeuvring by Husky. Goes around the outside, then comes across the track, closes the door on Liam, so he can't get through either. And remember, 7 points the gap between Liam and Husky in the race for the title. So your finishing position here is hugely important. I think Heller's retired in the pits. Yes. So no, still no safety car. Not affecting the race at all. A safety car would really sort things out, wouldn't it? Has anybody got fresh softs? Would they go far enough? Anyone get any fresh mediums? Because we know a set of mediums was used. Well, we're about to find out. Oh, I think Pink Must Die has just absolutely huge brain this, or got immensely lucky. I think Husky and Liam were just past the pit entry, and you see Antonio's gone through, and Pink's come in. So let's see. Soft tyres, are they fresh softs? Yes, they are. So it's a risky one. Might not have any mediums to go back onto, but I think he's sort of big brain this. He's gonna have to make moves quick. We know this, right? So he has to make moves very quick. But if he can, and then pull out a gap, he might just have enough. Oh, of course, you know, I don't think Antonio's coming in. Surely, if you're going to come in, I think you come in, especially Antonio had time. At the end of the last lap. Oh, hello. Let's hope he can get back in. So I might have him if we're quick. See, when people don't have me added, I can't invite them back. So yeah, Husky's in. I think Liam came in as well, and Antonio stayed out again. No hard tyres. Fresh mediums for Husky and Liam. That will negate somewhat Pink's soft tyre choice. Excuse me. Although Pink is in third position, got to get back in. Has to get back in the lobby as quickly as possible. Have time because of the safety car, but he's not going to be out for ages, is it? I think he's going to be out for a couple of laps at most. Got to get himself back in the lobby. You can see we split Liam and Husky. If he doesn't get back in time, that's going to make the restart super difficult for Husky. For Liam, apologies. And yeah, I think Antonio, I understand why he stayed out, you know. Let's take first position and then go from there. I'm not sure how smart it is with people on fresh mediums behind, whereas he's on used hard tyres. Not massively used, but still going to be outperformed by a fresh set of medium or soft tyre. But again, he's just trying to where can I put it? He's just trying to lead from the front, and he's like, well, the only chance he's got of winning the race to lead from the front here. And as I say, I can kind of understand it in as much as like it's a winning mentality in his, you know, in the sense that he's going for broke, but I don't see it paying off. I don't see how it could work just because of, I mean, he's not a slouch, he's very quick, but when you've got other very quick guys just behind you on better tyres in terms of the compound, in terms of the laps you've got left, also in terms of your tyre age as well. You know, it's just difficult. Pink's back, by the way. Second position. It looked like Husky let him through when he was ghosted. To be fair, I think that was a sensible idea in as much as like Pink, that is, would have been out in second anyway had he not disconnected. So good sportsmanship from Husky. Pink on the restart here with the soft tyres. I don't know how long they're going to last though. That's my issue with them. Could struggle on the softs after an initial burst of speed. Looks like we're getting one more lap of the safety car. I don't see why there would be another one afterwards this late on in the race, even if there is a crash going into turn one, which that could realistically happen, by the way. We could see incidents into turn one. Don't be surprised, everyone's jockeying for position. You might see someone just go straight over the chicane as well, more than anything to not get damage. This surely has to be the final lap of the safety car. Everybody has got to the back of the pack. Everybody's queued up, lined up, ready. Antonio's got a decision to make here. Does he go early? Does he leave it as late as possible? Quite a long run down to turn one. And try and catch people out. Does he not go early or late? Does he just somewhere in between and try and catch them out that way? Always strategy on the restart. There's different ways of doing it. You can do the Connor technique, which is always go early, and just go for it. Believe in your own ability to control the race from the front and go early, which is a strategy I like. I think sometimes on tracks where it's a long straight and the start-finish line is towards the end of that straight, I myself like to go late on the restart, just to pick things up sometimes. So here we go, he's gone then, Antonio. Let's see what this front four already looking pretty good. They're all under race conditions. Still in third. Everyone kind of getting around, excuse me, kind of getting around safely, which we want to see. We'll see if people start gapping each other before the IRS kicks in. They probably will. As people battle for position and slow each other down. Husky now not messing at all, looking to make a pass as soon as possible, and as there's slight contact there between himself and Pink Washed Eye, but nothing like, it's just the lightest of touches. But always when you're going at these sort of speeds, it does put your heart in your mouth, and any squeaky bum time when that happens, especially if you're driving. You know, is my race over? But no. This has brought the likes of Ghost into play. I think he's the last car that realistically could win the race. Excuse me, without a major incident. I think now. Oh, whoa! He's out. What's gone on there? I think they had a coming together. He's not even out actually. He's still running. I don't know if those soft tyres were the right choice, you know. You can see We've got a VSC, not a full safety car. We to the front then. Antonio's managed to hang on to first position. That is such an unfortunate, not literal end to Pink's race, but really it is the end of his race. He's in 14th. He's 20 seconds back. He's going to have damage, I assume. He went quite hard into the wall. I can't see from here. Can we get another angle, please? And quickly before the VSC ends. No? We're not getting it, game? We're just sticking with that? There we go. Yeah. Front left end plate there, you see. Damaged up. So he might even have just limped to the pits and retire at this point. Quite a long VSC compared to those. Oh, speeding under VSC. That's Elmo. That is actually depressing. Yeah. Always check your delta. So Husky's gone up into first then. Really good restart. He's got a position in hand on Liam. The front four now with Ghost at the back of those four have pulled away. It does look like it's going to be yeah, look, Pink's come into the pits and retire. Shouldn't be a safety car for that. You should be fine. Mind you, we're on lap 25 and lap 27. Probably not going to see a safety car anyway. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a close one here between these top four drivers. Someone's going to miss out on a podium. Antonio's doing a great job of holding on to second, but it looks like he is struggling. That DRS might just give him enough to hold off for a little longer. I think Husky wants Antonio to have DRS here so that he can defend against Liam and hope that Ghost closes the gap too and passes Liam. Might be the play. Husky has put in the fastest lap of the race, so the extra point will go to him. This could be a bit of a championship decider, even though it's not actually the last race of the season. So Husky again into first. Antonio, though, goes through. Liam has gone through into first. He's gone all the way around the outside. And Antonio, what is he... Not what is he doing? Yeah, we know what he's doing. He's defending immensely. How is he managing to do this? I'm massively impressed. I've got to make sure there's no dodgy contact or anything. Husky could be positioning himself here. He's got to be wary though of those behind, because he could be susceptible to an attack from both Liam and Ghost going into the final lap. Getting close now. Incredible from Antonio. I thought it was a huge mistake not in terms of doing it. Like, I understand his reasoning. It was like, I want to win the race. That's the only chance I've got to actually get the win from the position I was in. I just didn't think the hard tyres would hold up this well. Here we go then. Lap 27 of 27. Husky's gone through. It looks like Liam's going to go through as well. Husky's taken the lead and he's managed to hold it. Oh, Antonio with the late break. Slight touch on him from Ghost there, but again, nothing wildly dirty or anything. The Donster up to 5th as well, by the way. Again, going about his business, just doing what he needs to do. We'll have more DRS soon. It's going to come down to the final corner once again between these guys. And it's Husky leading the way from Liam as we enter the final DRS sector of the race. Liam looking to make a pass, takes the inside line. Can't get through though. This time Husky does defend and defends well. Liam having another look. He has managed to get through. He's got through with just one turn left. Husky's going to be struggling to hold on to second here. Antonio side by side with Husky. As you can see, Liam is about to come over the line. In first, Husky that's 5,000ths of a second in front of Antonio. Side by side, everyone's going to finish really quick. I'm not going to be able to get through these. Ghost misses out on the podium, but a fantastic fourth position. The Donster in fifth, followed by Polish Hammer in sixth. Wembanyama and Kyle 7 and 8 in the Ferraris. Vortex in ninth. Jonathan in 10th. I actually think Jonathan might have moved up a place there, and Elmo dropped back. We'll have to see. But Liam has won the race, and that's 6 more points gap, taking it to 13 points. He's leading the championship going into the last race of the season, providing Husky did get that fast lap. I didn't see anyone else get it, so Liam Doherty now going into the final race of the final season of this version of the game has a 13-point lead. Steward inquiries pending, of course, going into it, and has to be a massive favourite now to take this title. Husky is our reigning defending International Racing Series world champion, and it looks like Liam could make him a one-season wonder. Here we go then. Yeah, Husky did get the fast lap in the end, as you can see. 7 points the difference over the race weekend. Liam already had a 6-point lead, so that's 7 added to the 6. 13 points the difference now. A good overall race for the Aston Martins too, in terms of the construction, the constructors title. And we're going to go into the final race of the season next week, all to play for. But Liam will feel really, really comfortable, I think, and he'll be well happy with that. Then we go obviously to pick our driver of the day, and I think after those drives, it's fairly clear that our driver of the day is going to be Liam, taking into consideration not just the feature race there, but also the sprint race, and a great job he did to increase the gap to 13 points in the championship. Fantastic stuff. So then, that will be it for this week. Next week, we have the final race of the season, and it's going to be it's going to be a good one. We know it's going to be a good one. These have been battling all season, and it's going to be from Las Vegas. So, you know, at this time next week, we will have the champion, and we'll see who it is. But the favourite right now has to be Liam. Before I leave, I would just like to congratulate everyone who finished, who ran a clean race. I'd like to thank everyone for watching the stream. As always, these are people that make this channel what it is, and it wouldn't be the same without you. And finally, I would like to thank Hella High for allowing me to commentate. Always an absolute pleasure. And I hope everyone has a great week and a great weekend. And yes, we'll see you next week from Las Vegas for the final race of the season.